This is what we need. And what you've got in your bag, you've got 6 of macrame braided cords. They are, each cord is roughly 3 meters long, so it will have about 150 drop when we put it on the ring. So we've got wooden ring, we've got hairpin, pliers, scissors, and you've got a shelf, oak shelf that's been oiled and already prepared for you to hang it and put it on. And you've got some wooden beads. You can use them, but you don't have to. So, and the next step is, let's put all of the cords on, make sure they're nice and even each cord is. Otherwise you might end up with one long, one short, or you might not be able to finish your project because you will not have enough of cords. So here we go. So going through the ring from our side. Here we go. That's it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say whenever you do your project, please, when you put your cords on, count them. Sometimes you might think, if you're working with large project, and you might think like, oh yeah, I've got 20, but then you end up with 21 and it's not an even number, and you will be starting a little bit and then you will have to undo it all because you have to add or reduce some cords. So make sure you count them all. So first of all, we're gonna start with square knots. If you've got more hooks, let me just hook that on there just to show you. So we're starting with 4 cords like we did with our square knots a minute ago. So we're going from the left to the right, and then the right cord comes along in front, going behind, and through that loop there we have to pull it out, all that long cord. So you can see if I would do that, they will muddle up there. So even if I do that and then pull it and make them nice and straight, they are all good. Otherwise it will muddle up and your design will look not very nice. So now we're going for the right side, right to the left. This one is already in front and then behind. And that's it, we've got our first square knot. So let's undo another 4. And then let's do the same on here. So left to the right, then right one comes along behind, through the loop, and we've got it. Then right to the left, in front, behind, through the loop. And we've got our square knot. You can see 1, 2. And the last one, third one. So left to the right, right one comes along through the loop, and here we go. And then right, left, and there you are. So here we go. That's our 1, 2, 3 square knots. Now let's I will show you, because if we carry on what we did on the practice bit, we did only use 4 cords and we carried on. So if we would do that, we would end up with all separate square knots and all separate cords. So we would have 3 sections. But what we wanting to do, we want to join them all together. So let's say we put these 2 on the side. I don't like doing that myself, but it helps people to visualize what we're going to do. So we put 2 cords, the left ones, from this square knot, can you see? And 2 are hanging. Then we're going to use these 2 cords, and we need 4 cords. So we're going to use these 2 cords from the square knots on the right side. And now the working cords will be still the ones on the edges, but they will be the cords that weren't working before. If you can see, we were working with these cords before, now we're working with these. So we're taking 2 from here and 2 from here, and now going left to the right, then coming across behind, and here we go. Then right to the left, this one comes across behind, and there you are. Now I've put these 2 cords already there because we're going to work with these cords from this middle square knot and 2 cords from the end ones, and we're doing the same. So again, square knot. I wouldn't like you to get bored of me talking about square knots all the time, so I'm just gonna make them. Right, and now we're getting rid of another 2. So we're getting rid of the 2 on this side and 2 on this side. Can you see? And we've got only 1 knot to make, because we are decreasing. Have a look. If you've got 1, 2, 3, then we're decreasing to 1, 2, and then from 2 to 1. So that's what we're creating. It will come out as a triangle. So here we go. Going across there, then here, and then so we've got 1, and then second one, and we've got another square knot. Can you see? 3, 2, 1. There you are. So that's your first square knot. First section, which is this section over there. Right, so now if you feel like adding a bead to it, just bear with me. Let's say we want to add bead there, but it's totally up to you if you do want to or not. So just put your hairpin on or just pull it through. They've got quite big holes, so you will be okay with that. Here we go. So let's say you want to put a bead there. So now for it to stay in, you can create a square knot underneath. So we're going left to the right, right to the left. Here we go. But that's your creation. Then you can, because I wouldn't like to go ahead making with the beads, because I already showed you what we're gonna make. So the beads you can add yourself in anytime really. I gave you 4 because they can be added under there as well, under the shelf. So right, so you've already practiced the square knot, which in wall hanging we practice the square knot for longer because you've got more cords to do. But now what I would like you to do, I would like you to learn how to make the double half hitch knots, which are these. So we're going to create these lines. Here we go. So what we're doing, we're starting from the left, and if you're starting on the left side, you're grabbing the left cord, which will be the leading cord. This cord will go there. It will end up right in the middle there. And what you need to do is wrap around all these left cords around this twice. So it's our leading cord. Then if we go into the right, because we're gonna end up with this cord in the middle there, so we're going to the right, hold it in your right hand. Don't switch hands, because you're gonna muddle yourself up. So we're holding in the right hand. Then what we're doing, we're grabbing next cord along, the first one, and we're going over and going through, grabbing there and going over there. You can throw it over the other side, and can you see, and just pulling it through this loop. There is much easier way to make that. I don't do that to throw it. I just use my 2 fingers, but just to show you again. So this one is always a bit more pulley. So we're pulling this one a little bit. So we're going across there, and we need to go with this cord there and there. So have a look. There you are. And so we've done it twice. 1, 2. Then we're grabbing next one along, going across, whichever way is easier for you to see it. I will throw it over and pull it through. Here we go. Again, throw it over, and pull it through. Can you see that? And if you pull this one a little bit more and this one looser, it will wrap nicely, because I will show you, if you do this, it might not end up where it should. So always pull this one a little bit more, and then this one is just wrapping around. We only done it once, so we're gonna do it again. Here we go. Double half hitch. Here we go. Then again, like this. Here we go. And we're finishing, nearly finishing. So it's not a big project because we've got only 6 cords to work with. Well, 12 altogether because they're in half. But you can see this one ended up in the middle. So we're stopping now. We're not going any further with this one. We are done with this side. What we're going to do, we're going to do the right side now. So we're grabbing the end cord, grabbing in our left hand. Just remember, left hand, because we're going to the left. It's our leading cord, and we're wrapping again. You might get confused now, but I'll just show you. So next, we're grabbing the next cord from underneath there. So here we go, grabbing in front there, and then this one is going through, this one is going through there, and here we go, through the loop. There you are. And then again, there, through the loop. Here we go. And again, round there, through the loop. And here we go. And again, there, through the loop. Here we go. And then we're grabbing there. Sorry, they're quite long sometimes to show. I'm just going to show you a quicker way of doing it. I'm grabbing in 2 fingers, crossing over, and then like this. And then again, this, and this. Here we go. Here we go. So we are ended up with 2 sides there. There you go.